So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Jason Kim. I am the president of RevTera Incorporated, which is a small startup. I just relocated here to the Middle Tennessee area last year.
From where?
So I generally like to make a joke with, but I guess this is a podcast version, so I'll just give away the punchline, which is there is a state that many people are, let's use the funny word, escape from, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, everybody from Tennessee knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think so too. So I love it here in Middle Tennessee. I really love the NTC. I think hopefully I will learn a lot from this podcast. So do you have any questions for me other than... So
Yeah.
I can just ramble on.
That's true. That's true.
For the next 30 minutes?
Absolutely. So,
Yacker,
you've just started a new business,
Yeah.
and I assume that networking is a big part of what brings you here.
Networking is a huge part of why I'm here at the NTC.
As far as like networking is completely obvious, is there anything you're coming to learn at the NTC?
Yeah, so I'm hoping that there will be actual technical nitty-gritty here, because there's so far at the keynote just been for the very high bird's eye view of the entire process that executives would be interested in, but I'm more interested in, because I am the chief bottle washer / cook / whatever at my little tiny firm. So I have to do everything, including like figure out what to do about how to incorporate AI into my business.
Yeah. So you need to get in the weeds with AI.
That is correct.
So do you care about AI in that capacity for operations, or is that so tell me what your product is.
So the product, I'm still in stealth mode, so I don't want to...
Fair enough.
Yeah, too much, but let's just say that if you have lots of files or big files or both, your life is somewhat miserable, and my product stack is supposed to theoretically make your life a lot easier.
Okay, so just firmly in technology, no questions asked.
Yeah, it's basically heavy-duty operating system optimization, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So I'll be using AI to basically, because when you're dealing with lots of things that you need to click on, right?
Yeah.
You need to be able to sort of like reduce the view of what you're looking at. Otherwise, if you have to make a choice between 10,000 things, there's no way that humans can do that efficiently. So what I want to do is basically use the AI to give the executive or the CIO the power to look at the relevant bits of data about his or her organization,
Yeah.
and then to make relevant choices as to, what is my policy for data retention? What is my policy for, let's see, how many duplicates do we need for safety reasons, right? So all these policy reasons that I think most people, including CIOs, don't really have a firm, really good grasp on.
Yeah, so I have ideas of why they don't have a good grasp on it, but tell me what you think.
Okay, well, so I think there are several big companies that have, I want to say, so let me introduce the terms. I call it the data black hole.
Okay.
What that means is we are generating so much data, and now AI is just going to help us generate even more data, even more quickly.
Yeah.
And now what do you do with all that data, right? And the answer is no one knows yet.
Yeah.
And so I want to be able to sort of help ease the decision-making process,
Yeah.
right? So
So data storage is expensive these days too.
data storage is expensive, and I think in terms of the raw monthly outflows, let's say for a medium-sized to large-sized company, they really they don't really understand. Okay, let's say we move all our stuff into the cloud, which was the big thing.
Yeah.
And then they realize, oh my God, our monthly outflow is just going up and up and up, and there's no ceiling to this. What the heck is going on? And the reason why is the bigger companies don't really have a vested interest in let you doing anything efficient with your data once you generate it. They just want you to store more data quickly and keep it with us, because our bits are the cheapest. That's their selling point. They don't really care about, you generated 16 terabytes of data just yesterday. What are you going to do with it?
It's just a transaction.
Yeah, right. And so I want to be, my company's goal is to be able to enable anyone from the small scale to the large scale to be able to make the relevant choices quickly and efficiently, so that once they see, oh my God, I'm wasting, let's say, 75% of my monthly outflow on redundant data.
Yeah.
These are duplicates of files that you don't need anymore. What do we do with it? This is not a Dito product, but it can be.
Yeah.
But in that case, I'm sorry, this is sort of diverging into a sales pitch. I'll stop.
No, that's it. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
Keep on going.
Yeah. So
Well, I actually have a follow-up question.
Okay.
So what's going to be your ideal first client?
I think the ideal first client would be someone who would be interested in that can somehow, by hook or by crook, convince someone to say, hey, try out my data product. It'll be relatively low cost, and then so that I can get proper field data where I'll have to be the FAE. Oh my goodness, right? And then
You gotta have data to report on what the data says.
yeah, right, exactly. So I'm looking forward to the day in which hopefully it's gonna be very close now, where I have a beta product that I can sort of install at a customer site, a friendly customer site who can give me good feedback as to, okay, these use cases are good, but the execution is kind of flawed here, and for XYZ reasons, right? So that would be my ideal customer, first couple of customers.
Okay, well, so I don't have a card. Do you have a card?
I do have a card, but I need to rummage for it.
That's fine. We'll get it after this. Don't let me forget to get that, because I need. There are several companies that I can introduce you to.
Sure, wonderful.
So the last thing is, or actually the last question I have is like is there anything that you came with the intent to learn?
Yeah. So besides the nitty gritty, I'll be a little bit honest. I'm a little bit hesitant about the how people sort of confuse the WEF stuff, the diversity, diversity can be good, but only if it's true diversity of thought, right?
Yeah.
If it's just diversity where everyone looks different but they all think exactly the same way, that's not real diversity, right?
Yeah.
So you need to be able to sort of incorporate those minority ideas, and for goodness sake, let's stop requiring purity checks for people, right? I mean, I think that's just horrific.
Well, I mean, coming from California, I assume that that's something you've dealt with in the workforce.
Yeah. So all these well-meaning people, they don't really understand the ramifications. I mean, they're all well-meaning. They really want to do good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're sort of set on the specific implementation details that are just not. They're just terrible.
They're making it hard for everybody else.
Yeah, and making it hard for everybody else, and they're making suboptimal decisions because they're just doing a priori checkbox as to what the solution should look like, rather than really think about, okay, how do we actually do the most amount of good for the most amount of people, right? Like, so I can talk a lot more about the punishment system that is known as the National Highway System.
Oh well, that's its own thing.
Yeah, that's its own thing. So I
Yeah.
apologize. So like I said, if you let me go, I'll talk your ear
No,
for
it's
the next 45 minutes.
We're
not gonna do that.
You're great. So, like, anything for the folks out there? Words of advice from a seasoned professional?
Yeah. So don't necessarily listen to the big sources. Do take a look at what the truth should be, and really concentrate on telling truth rather than what you think is the truth that sort of has to filter by someone else with a political agenda.
Yeah, but the truth hurts sometimes, though.
Truth really does hurt sometimes, and a lot of times when you sort of work through these highfalutin details about, gee, let's just do XYZ because these are good, they seem like good policies, but then, oh my God, the devil's in the details, and then you realize the implementation can never actually work.
Yeah.
Right.
So be ready to be malleable.
Yeah. So don't require a purity test for interacting with people. You just wind up alienating people. You have to work with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And even if you find them somewhat distasteful for whatever reason, and I have to learn that lesson. I'm not perfect at it. It's like I'm a human being like anyone else.
Yeah.
I fail every day. Hopefully, I fail at different things and in small, tiny increments. But
No, I like that.
Yeah.
If you're not trying, you're not failing. Or
Yeah.
if you're not failing, you're not trying.
exactly, that's exactly right. So I hope to fail in a good direction so that I can actually succeed at the good stuff.
Well, huzzah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jason Kim.
Thank you so much.